love every hit of it. I feel it in my veins. Girl, I just can't resist, no. I'm falling, oh. I never knew someone quite like you. You lift me up. I'm feeling sky blue. Said I know what I want, baby. Don't wanna let no more, baby. You say that it sounds crazy, but some things make you act crazy. It's called love. Oh. It's called love. Have you been in love? Have you been in love? Woo. It's called love. Have you been in love? Have you been in love? Woo. It's called love. Have you been in love? Woo. Said I got to have it for myself. I don't really want nobody else. I'm willing to put it on. I'm willing to put it on the line. Baby, be mine. Baby, be mine. 'Cause I know, say I know what I want, baby. You know what I want, baby. You say that it sounds crazy, but I know mine be crazy. It's called love. It's called love. Have you been in love? Have you been in love? Woo. It's called love. Have you been in love? Have you been in love? Woo. It's called love. Have you been in love? Woo. Have you been in love? It's called like real love. It's called can't go there without thinking about them. Can't say it. It's called without them. It's called love. Hey, it's called love. Have you been in love? Have you been in love? Woo. It's called love. Have you been in love? Have you been in love? Woo. It's called love. Have you been in love? Woo. Hey, said have you been in love? Hey, it's come on. It's come.
You're listening to Elevations Radio, your station for uplifting lifestyle and wellness talk radio.
Views expressed on shows are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its management, or other advertisers. Use of these shows and all services provided therein are for personal use only. The Elevations Radio Network holds no responsibility for the validity or accuracy of information on these shows.
Hey fam, welcome to the Let's Be Real with Greg Bam Reeves show here on elevationsradio.com, where you'll find the best indie music online. Also, we have some of the hottest talk shows from Thursday through Sunday. I am your host, Greg Bam Reeves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And today we're going to be talking about dark skin. But before we get to that, I want to make a quick announcement. This is Broken But Not Destroyed, From Victim to Survivor. It's a therapeutic event for women. And it's at the church on the North Coast, Valley View, at 7635 Granger Road, Valley View, Ohio. This is hosted by Courtney Hauser. And Friday, August 17th, There's workshops provided on site at local homeless shelters and drug rehabilitation centers. They are in need of toiletries, feminine products, and baby items for women attending the workshops. For donations, you can email them at victim2survivor07@gmail.com or call 216-202-5179. August 18th, Saturday. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. The event is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Childcare is provided for children ages 0 to 5. Don't bring your teenagers up in there. A day of healing. They're going to have breakfast, self-empowerment activities, mental health resources, group therapy workshop, and therapeutic workshop service. Okay? And I did say it's hosted by Courtney Hauser, right? So I'm hoping some people from my Inspire family heard this because they need some feminine products, which in my mind, they should be free. It should be covered under healthcare or something. Women shouldn't have to go without those. Okay. So I got to mention this. It's been a hot topic all week. So let me put my 2 cents in. I cannot say enough about LeBron James. I mean, that I Promise school, it looks like a castle. It looks like you walking into royalty. I would love to go to school if I had a school like that. You can debate whatever his decisions are as far as basketball. He's a basketball player, but he's also a man that's doing more for his community than our government is. You're talking about these kids, free tuition, free lunches, and if they graduate, free tuition at Akron University.
And get something for the parents.
And no, he ain't forget the parents. There's a food pantry. Parents can get GED classes and job placement assistance. I mean, come on now. That's hate on him all you want to. That is a great thing that he has done. He's been doing it. I mean, he sent like 1,000 kids to college already, and he's continuing to do it. Now, some skeptics will say, well, every time he leaves, he do something real big here, so we won't hate him. Like the first time he left, he came back and gave out like 1,000 bikes to kids. This is not, don't be petty. Don't be petty. This man is really putting his money where his mouth is. He is showing love for his community, and that love is just going to spread even wider. I had a guy ask me today, why didn't he do it for Cleveland? First of all, he's from Akron. He did it for his community. Secondly, he's rich, but he's not rich enough to do this in every city in the United States. There are other millionaire billionaires that could be doing the same thing.
People from Cleveland, how about that?
Yeah, some stars from Cleveland. They could do it, you know. I mean, he played for the Cavaliers, but he's going back and doing something for the community he grew up in. You can't hate on that. And maybe, I mean, his management team are all from Cleveland. They rich. They could do it. You know what I mean? So anyway, I just want to give a big up to LeBron. I think that was great. Enjoy your time with the Lakers. I don't think y'all going anywhere, but I'll leave that for the Bub and Wax show. And I got a couple of birthday shout outs from last week. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I'm going to say them anyway today. Happy belated birthday to my brother and fellow soldier from Korea, Willie Drake Dean, in Richmond, Virginia, who turned 55 on the 26th. On the 27th, my brother, best friend, Derek Smith, turned 55. On that same day, I thank God my father made it to 81. And then yesterday, Luther Moss turned 56. Yeah, I said brother and best friend twice because these two guys are more than friends to me. I don't feel right calling them friends. They are my brothers. So happy belated birthday to you guys and everybody else that I know who recently had a birthday. Okay. Now, I was talking about, and to my surprise, all these guys came out of nowhere with new music, and it's good music. Freddie Jackson got some new music out.
Really?
Yeah, and he don't get any airplay. I don't know what he did, who he pissed off, but he got some really good music on his album. Peabo Bryson is back with new music.
Well, you know what? Let me say.
Because when I search for artists, a lot of people are showing up in indie searches. So I think they may have gone independent.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at indie top 20 lists and indie overseas and stuff.
Right.
Like, I forget which artist it was. And I'm like, what's he doing on the indie list?
Yeah.
Because he been out. But evidently he must have gone independent.
I was about to say another old school, Boosie Collins.
Really?
His came out last year. Nobody heard about it because I think he's on the indie list. I'm pretty sure. A coworker told me about it, and I looked it up and found it. But yeah, you got Freddie Jackson, Peabo Bryson, Boosie Collins, Jeffrey Osborne. Like his new song out right now. Haven't heard the whole album, but you know. So big ups to my old school R&B artists coming back. I can't really say Toni Braxton because she ain't really left. She like coming in and out, you know, every couple of years. He ain't disappeared like these guys have. I will say this about Cleveland, Ohio. For those of you in other cities, countries around the world, we love a parade. It was announced this week that we are having a parade October 13th for Tristan Thompson punching Draymond Green in the face. We are silly here in Cleveland. We are silly. We petty, but this was LeBron had an after party after the ESPYs, and supposedly Draymond walked up to Tristan to apologize for some comments he made after the finals. And Tristan wasn't having it. He's like, nah, dude. You disrespected me. Bow. Right cross. Wow. And LeBron and Kevin Durant had to break it up. That's funny. That is funny to me. And the funny part is we are legitimately having a parade. I mean, this is not a fake event. There's going to be a parade down at the Q Arena for Tristan Thompson punching Draymond Green in the face. Oh, boy. Okay, so in other news, Ving Rhames, okay, I like to call white people light-skinned because I think we all part of the human family. Light-skinned people, quit calling the police on us. This man, they called the police on him at his own house. They thought he was breaking into his own house. And they had guns drawn and all that when the police got there. Wow. I'm like, nah, did you just move next door like yesterday? You didn't know Ving Rhames lived in his house.
I'll put some Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames. They called the police on Ving. Have you ever watched a movie? Have you watched Mission Impossible? I mean, come on. You didn't know that Ving Rhames was going home.
Wait. So I got this post sent to me today. Folks treating 911 like it's customer service for black people.
Yeah. Yeah. And that it's getting out of hand. I laugh about it. I joke about it. But it's really, really, I was really angry when the woman who sells weed products to animals called the police on the little girl selling water, the 8-year-old. That was like...
What happened? There was a new one. There's a new one. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But
wow.
It's the same story, different location.
Right.
Yeah.
I was talking about that earlier today, and now I can't remember. You've had white people call the police because a woman at a swimming pool didn't show this man her ID. Now, this guy don't work there. He's not security. He's just a person there going swimming like everybody else.
He was on a board for the apartment place or whatever, but she lived there.
Oh.
But that was not part of their policy. He just
Right. Show me your ID.
Yeah.
And the police, I give them, they are trying to dismiss this stuff. They are. But sometimes they still like, yeah, well, let me just see your ID just to make him, you know. Nah, no, no, you cannot. It's getting ridiculous, y'all. Quick, I'm telling you, I agree with Trevor Noah. They need to start levying fines. When you call the police on dumb stuff, you should be fined $1,000. Unless this person is tried and convicted of something wrong, breaking the law, then you should have to pay $1,000. That will cut down these fake 911 calls. Because this is out of hand.
Inciting panic.
Yeah. Now,
Call it inciting panic.
yeah. If you go in a movie theater and yell fire, you go to jail. To me, it's worse because there's some real crime going on that you're taking the police away from for this nonsense. But then I think to myself, though, I still don't get what are these dispatchers saying? Like when you call 911 and say, hey, these black people are barbecuing. Do you really send out a message to the cops saying, we have a 1211 black people barbecuing?
That's it. Gerald put it in the comments. A lady called on a woman waiting on an Uber. It was raining outside. She was walking somewhere. It was raining.
Right.
So since it started pouring out rain, she jumped into the overhang of a building.
Right.
And called an Uber. Figured I'd just wait for an Uber to come pick me up. Well, it was an apartment building.
Right.
The lady called, said you can't stand
You can't
here,
shelter yourself from the rain.
here, and called the police.
Wow.
Told her please leave. And then when she got in her Uber, like whatever, and it's on the camera, she was pulling on the Uber door and knocking on the window and said, if you can't pull off or you're committing a crime too. Telling the Uber driver because she
Okay, this is not the one I was thinking of.
Really?
I'd never heard this.
Yeah,
this is
new. Told her that if you pull off, you're committing a crime too because I've called the police on her. So you cannot pull off with her.
Did he wait? Did the
No,
Uber? Okay. That is, oh gosh. Well, light-skinned people, please stop it. Come on now, we all family, human family. And also, did you see Rest in Power, the Trayvon Martin story?
I refused.
You refused?
I don't want to relive that. I can't relive that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I wasn't at first, and then I don't know. I had to.
Still angry.
Yeah.
But then did you see that the guy who was doing the documentary and collecting the data got harassed?
Yeah.
George Zimmerman.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to file stalking charges on that crazy man. So now everybody can see.
Right.
Now, dude just might be crazy. Maybe.
What I gotta say this: when they played the 911 audio, and he's talking about, these punks always get away and this, that, and the other, and the cop was like, "Are you following him?" Like, yeah. Right then and there, I knew this man was crazy. I'm like,
and they said, "Stop following him."
Yeah.
I can remember.
Oh yeah.
I have to watch the movie. I
Right.
remember from then.
Yep.
Because it was so.
That did change everything and changed nothing. It brought awareness and nothing changed. Just like I said, the best and worst thing that happened to us was Rodney King's beating getting filmed, because that let America know that we weren't lying, that this stuff really does happen. The bad part is nothing happened afterward. In fact, it's risen because cops understand I can beat and even shoot this person on camera and nothing's going to happen to me. So I don't know what the answer is. We just keep on fighting, keep on yelling, screaming until, and we got to vote. We got to vote. Phone lines open at 440-252-0518. That's 440-252-0518. Those of you who don't think voting changes things, look who's in the White House. Even though he ain't get the most votes still.
Why are they trying to avoid a purge?
Yeah. Because this is out of hand. So anyway, call in. Let me know what you think about it. And we're going to get into this thing about dark skin. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America. That is a poem by my favorite poet of all time, Langston Hughes. And I think now I'm probably going to jump over back and forth a lot of different areas on this topic. Because initially, the main thing I want to talk about is, can we admit that we in our community, not talking about the light-skinned people, and when I say light-skinned this time, I'm talking about white people, but I am going to talk about light-skinned black people too. But I'm not talking to the white light-skinned people right now. I'm talking to us. Is there a bias in our community over skin color? Can we admit that? Do we not find little dark-skinned girls attractive until they grow into women? Do we not find little black boys attractive until they grow into men? I was thinking about this, like when I was growing up, I was thinking about the darker skinned stars that I looked up to. Sidney Poitier, Calvin Lockhart, Cleavon Little, Richard Roundtree, Nat King Cole, Nichelle Nichols, Judy Pace, Lola Falana. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, that list is imbalanced. Why can I name just easily 5 dark-skinned men, but only 3 dark-skinned women? And you can really argue Lola Falana and Nichelle Nichols are not really dark-skinned. They were just darker than Diane Carroll and Lena Horne and the other women stars of the day. Judy Pace was definitely dark and absolutely gorgeous. But these are the people I looked up to growing up. And they were never, they weren't like really considered sex symbols or anything like that. They were just good actors. Calvin Lockhart, maybe. Nat King Cole was just classy. But none of them were really looked at like attractive. They were great entertainers, great singers, great actors, that type of thing.
You saying Nat King Cole was not attractive and
no, I'm saying they weren't really looked at that way. Like Nat King Cole was looked at as this dude is classy. He can sing, impeccably dressed, but he wasn't really like promoted or looked at as like attractive or a sex symbol. It was just all about his talents, not his physical looks.
I don't know.
I mean,
I think you ask the women of the time, it might be a different.
Yeah, the women of the time, mate. I'm looking.
You dating yourself by even picking those men, but
yeah, because I was talking about when I was a kid growing up, the ones I look, and I'm just going by the perspective of me as a child.
I'm thinking my grandma loved her some Nat King Cole.
Oh yeah, so did my great grandmother. My great grandmother was very, very fair skinned. Mm-hmm. She could pass for white, and her 2 brothers, smooth cocoa, and she hated her color. Hated her color. And this is the odd thing. My grandmother could pass for white. Her daughter, my grandmother, the same color as her brothers, like cocoa brown. My grandmother hated her color. My grandmother told us, I've said this on the show before, I'll say it again. I remember her telling me when I was 5 years old, never date anybody darker than you because we want to lighten the family line.
Wow.
I was told this. Like, wow. And, you know, as a 5-year-old, my grandmother said that's what it is. So I didn't even look at a dark-skinned girl until Melody Green.
Hey, you did your eyes.
Oh, my God. When I got to the 7th grade at Hamilton, Melody Green was the prettiest girl I ever seen before in my life. And she was dark. She is dark. I'm not saying was, like she's gone. And I felt so stupid. I was mad at my grandmother, like, all this time. I'm just not even looking in their direction. And here's this gorgeous, gorgeous girl. And, of course, she ain't like me, and that's what I get for taking so long to recognize the beauty in the dark-skinned girl.
She was raised and what
right.
she was thinking.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And whether or not she liked her skin.
Right. Because I didn't find out till recently. I had a conversation with my daughter. She talked about being teased for being dark. And I didn't realize it. So I looked at this picture of all of her. She got a lot of cousins around the same age group. They're like 7 years apart, but it's like 20 of them. I'm looking at this picture, and she is like the only like dark one on there. I'm like, wow. I didn't pay that in. No, because that's my baby, so I'm not looking at that. And her big sister was real light, you know. So I didn't know. I never knew because everybody always is picking her up, talking about how pretty she is, how pretty she is. I didn't think about the dynamic of her with her cousins, how they probably teased her for her dark skin. So, yeah, that's one of the main reasons I want to have this show today. Phone lines are open at 440-252-0518. If you consider yourself dark skinned, give me a call. Let me know. There's a picture on my Let's Be Real Facebook page of a 5-year-old Nigerian girl that they say is the most beautiful girl in the world. And yes, she is.
Like a baby doll.
That girl is, she didn't even look real. I thought the picture was fake at first. And then I saw pictures of her and her 2 sisters. Gorgeous little girls. Her name is Jare. And if you haven't seen her, Google her or go on my Let's Be Real page and check out the photos of her. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just trying to figure out, I know, like, if you look at photos of us right after slavery, like right after we were free, and you see families together, they're always all dark skinned, as if there were no light skinned slaves. And oh yeah, but I'm saying those are only images we see, are the family of dark skin. I'm just trying to see, like, wait a minute, they really trying to, because now you think about slaves, you identify dark skin. You know what I mean? Like, we always hear about the house slave and they were fair skinned and all that, but only pictures you see are the dark skin. So you hear the word slave, you automatically think dark skin. I will say that I believe we've come a long way as far in our own community, as far as color, because like I was saying before about these actors I named, once Wesley Snipes came on, I mean, dark skin was in. I was jealous. I was like, man, now you got, what's the name, Idris? And yeah. And I can't remember the dude's name. He used to be on House of Pain, be in a lot of Tyler Perry movies. He was a basketball player in Meet the Browns. He plays on the TV show Star. I can't think of his name, but yeah. And then Morris Chestnut. You got all the, I mean, now, you know, if you're not dark, you ain't nobody.
Right.
That's where we've come to. But I was thinking about how, the thing about the Black Panthers, first name that comes to mind is Huey Newton. People forget about Bobby Seale. Huey Newton was the fair-skinned one. Bobby Seale was darker. Nina Simone never really got the attention Nancy Wilson did. I mean, people that are really into music, they're really into Nina Simone.
Nina Simone's very political and outspoken too.
Right, that's true.
You take that in consideration.
Like especially during that time.
She ain't hold nothing.
That's right. No filter. No filter. Asada Shakur, her fame is more because she got away. She's on the run. Not like Angela Davis. Angela Davis was a pretty light-skinned woman. That's how she was built. And Asanta Shakur was the dark-skinned cop killer.
Is that how you interpret? Because that's not how I've filtered.
No, I'm saying I never heard of Asanta Shakur until I got grown. And research. I heard of Angela Davis all the time.
Yeah,
always.
Because she was free and was able to speak.
Right.
Shakur, she'd been in hiding in Cuba.
Right. Yeah. Again, I'm talking about when I was younger. And so,
and she was, you know, it's twofold. Like I don't think it's necessarily because one was lighter, one was darker.
Right.
It's Angela Davis had more platform to work from.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, but
I agree with that.
But there is a colorism thing that you're talking about. When dealing with anything, there's always been this colorism,
right?
And Harry Belafonte versus Sidney
Poitier. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sidney Poitier always had to have like somebody else he was rolling with. I don't think it's really been where he had his own.
Right.
It's always with somebody that he had, and it's always been that sidekick type of thing going on in Hollywood. For the guy who plays Black Panther to get the role he got is phenomenal. And then there was some light-skinned actress who said that she was up for a role in Black Panther, an American light-skinned actress, and she passed on it because she said, "No, this movie's written for Africans,
right?
And I would be doing a disservice to take this role. This role needs to go to an African woman." But Hollywood was trying to steer it to a fair-skinned Black woman to play this African.
I guess one of the problems I have is Africa is a rainbow. There's so many shades. Why does dark skin the only?
No, dark skin is not the only because of colonization.
Yeah.
But majority melanin is popping over there. It's not like.
Oh yeah.
Here.
Yeah, but I remember in the 80s I met a guy from South Africa, way lighter than me.
Right.
That's not the majority.
That's not even a representation of an African. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas over here, we're so like rainbow. You can just take my family. Yeah. And just and line us up and create a grade.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas over there, that's not.
And I guess that's my imagination of over there, because I've never been there. I want to go before I leave this earth. I just see in my mind people of different hues.
My friend Lee is having a trip to South Africa either next year or 2020. She's taking a trip.
Really?
A group of people over. If you want to go.
Yeah.
She just went, and I mean, gorgeous, beautiful pictures.
Right.
Just black people walking around like, I mean, that's Wakanda.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is.
Right.
Just black people just walking around like, yes, hello, welcome, and I mean, when the mannequins are brown.
Right. Yeah.
I gotta get there too, but
yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Pictures in my friends' videos, I just live through them like.
I'm not really trying to kick it with the giraffes and the zebras and all that, because I'm not into animals all like that. I like dogs. That's about it.
She was in a hotel that she says was in the hood of South Africa, but this from her videos and pictures, I thought she was at a 5-star resort.
Yeah.
I mean, just
and that's another thing we don't get to see a lot of. You know what I mean? We don't get those images a lot. You have to really research to find. Like, there's places in there look like New York City.
I show my kids because I asked my kids a question about a microwave or something, and they said something like they wouldn't have that in there. So I was questioning what they thought about Africa, and then I pulled up my friends' pictures and videos and showed them like, no, this is Africa,
right?
And they were just like, wow. I'm like, look how beautiful.
Exactly.
Like coming to America, we used to stuff. Yeah. We do. We have what media has told us,
right?
And what our parents and our generational stuff has told us about our skin.
So has that made us treat our darker skinned brothers and sisters differently? We're at the halfway point of the show, but I want you to call in at 440-252-0518. That's 440-252-0518. And let me know what you think, especially if you're dark skinned. Tell me about your experience. We'll be right back after some music.
I'm Carol Johnson from Burlington, North Carolina, and I listen to Let's Be Real with Greg Van Reeves Thursdays from 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevations Radio.
Smile, no doubt in my mind. always run from love. Now I only run for us. I believe that no one was true until I found you. Now it's only you that I trust. Wake up smiling just because. So giving you my heart is a must. Hey, 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 hey. No one knows how love goes, so unpredictable. Me and you, one of the few to feel real love. I'm so glad I met you, 'cause you make my heart smile. No doubt in my mind, you are the one. You are the one. You are the one. You are the one. Yeah. It was others here and there, but none of them could compare to everything you're giving to me. 'Cause you're my baby. I'm giving you the rest of my life. Me and you, no end in sight. You're my beginning and middle and end. Hey, 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 hey. No one knows how love goes, so unpredictable. Me and you, one of the few to feel real love. I'm so glad, yeah. 'Cause you make my heart smile. You make me realize everything is alright, even when things get difficult. It's like you are my prize that I win every time. No one else can come close. Just to be in your life is like a natural high, all keeping me satisfied. I really can't explain how I feel, how I change, but I know it's you, I can't let go. So if you found your true love and you never let him go, say I love you, I love you. And if you give anything, 'cause they make your heart sing, say I love you, I love you. I'm so glad I met you, 'cause you make my heart smile. You are the one. You are the one. You are the one. Yeah, yeah.
And we're back. I hope you enjoyed that. And we're talking about dark skin. Phone lines are open at 440-252-0518. 440-252-0518. I want some of my darker skin brothers and sisters call in and tell me about your experience. I was just talking off air with my producer. I really like to know what you all consider dark skin. I've been in situations where I was considered dark skin. And lately I've been in situations where I'm called light skin. I grew up thinking I was caramel because I'm Billy D. Billy D ain't light or dark. He's caramel. We're peanut butter. That's what I thought I was. So I'm just wondering, what is your idea of dark skin?
I remember in high school, this one girl came to me. She's very, very dark skinned. And she had told me it was like around our senior year. She told me all through high school she thought I was biracial.
Wow.
And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Right.
But, because of how much lighter to her I was. Because there was nothing, back before children and all that stuff, I had all this full long hair. All
right.
before kids. You know, they change your life. Children change your life. They have all this full long hair, and you know, I get pale, you know, when it gets winter time, but not that long.
Right.
But I think perception of complexion comes from within, and where you coming from. So to her, because of how light I was, she just assumed I was biracial. And where I'm looking, I'm like, what would make you think that?
Right.
You know, I don't think I looked anywhere near biracial, but because I just was so much lighter than her.
That was her experience.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, like, our family reunion is coming up next month. And I go to my family reunion, and there's, I mean, that's goes without saying, there's every shade. So I don't know. This is a little confusing for me right now. Like, where does it actually come from, this prejudice within our own community? And let me say this, too. We were talking about this off air. I think lighter skinned black people catch it just as much as darker skinned. It's like, now when you're kids, everybody get teased for something. There's nobody to get away with not being teased. You're either short, you're fat, you're skinny, you're dark, you're light, you call it stupid, or, you know what I'm saying? Kids are going to find something to pick on you about. I'm talking about as we get older, as we grow, our ideas of attractiveness, of strength, of weakness. A lot of my light-skinned friends were some of the biggest fighters, because it's like they always had to prove that they weren't soft, because we equate light skin with being soft.
Sharon says, yes, I was thinking the same thing. What is considered dark skin? Sharon, call in.
Right.
Perception is.
Yeah.
440-252-0518.
And it's not just us in America. I mean, they go through it in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. There's a lot of countries that treat the lighter skinned people better than the darker skin. And I'm just wondering, like, where does that come from? Even though I said...
What's the baseball player?
Oh, my God, Sammy Sosa.
That's scary.
Now, this dude, I'm dating myself again. I don't know if you've seen Saturday Night Live back when Eddie Murphy was on there. And he said he wanted to see what life was like as a white man. Yeah. So he put on this white makeup. Yeah. That's what Sammy Sosa looks like. You don't even look real. You don't look like a real human being. And I'm wondering, is he wearing blue contacts, or did he get that surgery to make his eyeballs blue? That is, it's sad. It's scary, and it's sad that you hate yourself so much.
And Lil' Kim.
Now the biggest example is obviously Michael Jackson. He talked about hating his black features. Most recently, Lil' Kim, which I thought was a gorgeous girl. Now she's...
And it's so sad because she talks about how the guys would, you know, pick over her, or you know, for other, and so you're trying to morph into who you think men want,
right?
Rather than the love coming from within. It's just I hurt for her.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad. I ain't like.
No. It's sad.
It causes me to ache badly.
Yeah, like and there's people around you, and they not telling Kim, what are you doing? You good? She
was pretty.
Biggie brought you out to be a sex symbol. You couldn't be one if you were ugly.
But see,
or unattractive.
This is me being a therapist. She was in love with Biggie.
Yeah.
Biggie loved Faith. At the end of the day.
And she wanted to be more like Faith. Yeah. Fair skinned. And
so he would screw. He would screw Kim. And love Faith.
So she's gonna go after Stevie J next.
So now no, but she wants to be loved.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to just be so evidently in order to get love, you got to look like that.
Right.
I don't want to just be screwed.
And that is so sad.
Interpretation.
Light skin does not mean pretty. I know some fugly light skinned people. Right. I'm just saying. Right. And I mean, I know some ugly every shade.
Interpretation. That's how she interpreted it, though.
Yeah.
And interpretation defines everything.
That's true. Phone lines are open at 440-252-0518. 440-252-0518. So at the end of the day, we have to figure out how to love ourselves. And when I say ourselves, I'm not talking about our individual selves, but our people, no matter what shape they are. Everybody should be treated with love and respect. That's easier said than done, I understand. But that's what we got to work toward. I mean, it broke my heart to hear my daughter saying how she felt, and she should be a model. She's living in LA. She works in the fashion industry. She should be a model, but she wasn't getting jobs because of her complexion and her size, because they wanted you to be a 0.
Right.
And she was a 2. Like, man, that's small enough.
She probably should go to New York.
Yeah. I ain't gonna tell too much her business on this show, but I know her aspirations are more so in the film industry. So LA is a little better. New York is more model and print.
But you probably connect her with a girl. New York is doing curvy, bubbling brown sugar. Since she want to act.
Bubbling brown sugar.
She was on my radio show. She's a producer. And all
I know you're talking about. Her name begins with an M.
I'm drawing blanks every now and then. But
and my daughter's cousin, he's in New York. He's in the fashion too. So they're both pursuing their dreams. I'm so proud of him. And he's more my complexion. So I don't know. She's still making her way. She's getting work in the fashion industry. I don't even know if she really cares about being a model. I just know that she wanted to be one. And it hurts me that she wasn't given a fair shake because of her skin complexion.
A lot of video series and stuff come out of New York. If your daughter is listening or watching, a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of people in New York. Kid Fury just got something for Showtime, and he's been doing the podcast out of New York.
Now, do you consider the star of Insecure, Issa?
Right.
Is she dark skinned?
She's brown because she's doesn't she have something else, and she's not from, like, her family's not from here, right? Or am I thinking of it?
I don't know her background. Only reason I watched the show, my daughter loves it, and I checked it out and I got hooked.
I might be thinking of two different people, but I thought one of her parents are either from Africa or one of the islands or something like that. But yeah, she's brown skin.
Okay, I'm trying to gauge what people think are dark skin. Like, do you consider yourself light skinned?
No, but people laugh at me when I say that, so I'll be like, I'm chocolate, and they
laugh. I was honestly getting angry when people call me light skinned. That's bad. That shows my little prejudice within me. Why am I mad because you call me light skinned?
But I want to be. I try to tan. I want my in the glow.
Yeah, I want to be darker, sure. And it's funny how much darker I get in the summer as opposed to the winter. I feel like a mood ring. Changing with the weather, Karen. And like my beard, I got red, gray, and black hairs, and they just show up better in the summer when I'm darker. But it's just funny that we really put a lot of thought into color without thinking. If that makes any sense. It's like we just automatically the makeup some darker women wear to look lighter. I posted a video on the Let's Be Real page. This guy is a rapper in Africa, and he's using this cream to get lighter because he talked about being teased for being dark in high school, and he said light is more attractive, that women like lighter skinned guys.
It's big over there. Skin lightening cream and all that stuff is big over there. But
this lady that's interviewing him told him, like, there's a chemical in there that eventually can kill you. He was like, I don't think I'm going to stop using it. I'm like, dude, are you...
It's like a cigarette smoker, like,
just die light skinned. You know what I mean? As long as I'm light skinned.
It's that serious over there.
That is insane. Like, what are we doing here? What is...
when it comes to media, now that there's computers and stuff, it may change. But for a long time, Africa was behind the times with what they saw from over here.
Right.
So like the shows that they would see, they were seeing, because of our media, nothing but light-skinned people.
Yeah.
That's what was admirable and beautiful, just like we start off the show talking about.
Right.
What media was showing as beauty. So they were getting that, but getting it a couple decades behind.
Right, yeah.
Because they didn't have the technology up to date as we did. But now there's computers and social media, things are changing. I just got on some African group the other day, and I'm like, they got their own sense of humor and everything now, so they got their own stuff. But that is a thing now, with trying to.
And I remember my daughter, when she hadn't been in LA that long, and she showed me a photo, and I was like, that's beautiful. She's like, I don't like it. I'm like, why? It's like, because that's not my complexion. They lightened it up. Just like her first photo shoot, and they lightened it. I'm like, man. And then I thought about OJ, how when they put him on the cover of Time magazine, they darkened him. Like, see, this thing of dark is evil, light is, that's crap.
Yeah.
That's crap, because if that was the truth, this guy in the White House would be our second black president.
Right.
Because, I mean, I'm not going to get into him. He ain't got nothing to do with this. But, yeah, I thought about that. Like, I could see how she would be upset by that.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't really look at that when I'm taking selfies or whatever. I'm not a model, though. So, and I look at some pictures I don't like for whatever reason, the angle, the lighting, something. So by her being in that industry and really noticing that, because before she said it, this is my baby, and I ain't.
But see, that's why it's a wonderful thing now that we have been creating our own in the industry.
That's right.
And like I said, she may have to leave California or whatever. Tyler Perry created his own studios for that reason. Erica Alexander is creating her own. She's got her own production stuff.
Right.
Erica Alexander is
from Living Single.
Yeah, Maxine Shaw. Creating her own stuff.
A lot of people
of color, not just black, for people of color. Period. And
a lot of people got mad at her when she married a white guy. I'm like, shoot, if you in love.
How many times do we see black men marry white women?
Exactly.
So moving on from that.
Exactly.
She's creating her own platform of stuff for Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff for people of color. Right. Because of what your daughter's experiencing.
And we're getting a lot of opportunities, especially with the advancement of like YouTube and HBO, Showtime. A lot of black people are getting opportunities to,
but because of stuff being viral on the internet,
right?
Had it not been us creating stuff and using our phones and creating our own stuff, and that stuff going viral, and they're saying, "Wow, people actually want to see that." Yeah. Okay, we'll pay money for it then.
Right. Yeah.
Prior to that, we'd still be watching 90210.
Right.
Friends.
And we mentioned Black Panther, and I actually use that advertisement for this show. Is I think the lightest person, probably Angela Bassett and the girl that played his little sister.
They're brown skinned though.
I know. Yeah. But I'm saying they were probably the lightest in the whole cast. And I thought that was cool. I thought that was really
I think that was perfect because of what we've been seeing. I think that was perfect for that movie.
Yeah, because I just can't see Halle Berry or Vanessa Williams being in that cast.
She's Storm.
She is Storm,
right.
And that's actually Black Panther's wife. They get married, and they might have Storm in the next Black Panther movie.
To prove the point. Like in the other movies, you had to be Halle Berry to get a role in those movies. So here we finally get the movie, right? And they cast it all. With all this
brown, yep, that's right.
That was the beauty of it.
And I like that word melanin. I'm hearing it more and more, and I love it.
Just it glows when you say it.
Yeah. One thing I don't like about melanin, well, no, actually, this has nothing to do with melanin. Since we're talking about movies and Black Panther, I think it's just Hollywood is trying to catch on to who's hot. I just didn't like Chadwick Boseman playing Thurgood Marshall. That just wasn't realistic to me.
Yeah, but you know how Hollywood is.
He's a good actor and all that, but come on now.
We can only have one hot actor at a time.
Right.
That's still Hollywood.
Like people were talking about, what's her name? Yeah, Zoe Saldana playing Nina Simone. I mean, come on, y'all. We do know who these real people are.
Well,
Can you?
And then the dark skinned ones were maids, you know, and help. So here, finally, they're warriors.
Right.
But prior to the warriors, they would have been maids.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the
and they were able to celebrate women too with some powerful roles. Mm-hmm. They were the soldiers for real. They made the men bow down. Now, as man, whatever. But it was good to see. It was good to see. Yeah, like I was just thinking about that one scene. That was her man.
Right.
That was her man. Like
I feel you.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I know. You queen. Let me bow down. I'll drop my sword. I ain't about to, you know. Phone lines open at 440-252-0518. That's 440-252-0518.
Sharon asks, do other races have an issue with skin tone? They
don't really have it.
Now, I mean, we have to realize that, like in the Latinos, though they're African,
right?
So they do.
Well, I spoke about that earlier when I talk about Puerto Ricans and Dominican Republic. They do have those issues there.
But I've read about that. Is that they're denying their African heritage. Even the light skinned ones, they're denying their African heritage. Those are slave. Islands.
Yeah.
So
Brazil, big in Brazil, they got color issues there. And I wonder, like, the southern part of Italy are more olive skin, dark hair, and the northern part of Italy are blonde hair, blue eyes. I wonder how they get along.
The Moors. The Sicilians, you know, when they.
I wonder what their relationships are like. I've never heard anything.
What I've heard historically, you know, it was like, you one of them Sicilians, you know.
Right.
But they still was Italians, but they was just like the dirty Italians, and they was kind of a little rougher around the edges. You know how like Sicily.
But in our movies here, they don't show blonde hair, blue eyed Italians.
Who was it? Sophia from Golden Girls. She's Sicilian, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, she gangster she was.
Right.
But, yeah, that's the.
That's interesting. If you've never seen the movie True Romance with Christian Slater, check it out. There's a scene. The mob is after him because he stole their dope or money, something, and they catch up with his father. Mm-hmm. Christopher Walken is playing the head of the mob. They got him with a black wig on. Whatever. But it is a good movie. But there's this scene where his father is breaking down where the Sicilians came from. And he talked about how when Hannibal invaded Italy and they started doing their wives, and that's where it's hilarious and truthful.
Right. And then they got the Indians with the caste system, so don't forget about that.
Yeah.
So they do have color issues there, the Indian. Over in India.
Right.
In their caste system. So there are, the darker you are across the globe, there's a problem.
Yeah.
You got your Aborigines in Australia.
Right. Yep.
You know, they're just starting to get their rights. Getting recognition.
Yeah, and this has been recent.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
The last few years.
Right.
Yeah.
That's insane. And I'm thinking we behind. And we are in a lot of things, but my goodness. I mean, they're Aboriginal people.
Right.
They
pretty much did like almost a type of genocide there as well. So
because like that's not an issue with like the Irish. Irish are just Irish. You know what I mean? It's a
colonialism type thing.
Yeah.
They took over their land, pushed them off into the outskirts and all that stuff.
But in our communities here in America, like I said, I think at the end of the day, I think we've come a long way as far as the way we look at. We still have issues. We always will, probably. But like I seen a meme right before I came here. You know, the little fingers with the little person like, here, this was in my inbox type meme. This girl had a meme with this, it looked like a white dude to me because he had blonde hair. He's like, here, girl, you can have him. He light skinned. I'm like, so when I hear somebody call me light skinned, I get mad. Like, women don't like light skinned guys.
This is going back to the India thing. I remember I was going to Florida to see my sister graduate boot camp. So I was like probably 17 years old at the airport. And there was this very dark-skinned Indian from India.
Right.
Very dark-skinned, like chocolate.
Yeah.
And the hair was straight. So I thought it was a black girl running through the airport. But till he started talking in the accent in the other language. And so I remember I just kept double taking. I've never seen... Because usually because of finances or whatever, the only Indians that we see are the complexion that we normally see.
Yeah.
The fair skins and maybe a little hints of olive tone or something.
Yeah.
Now this person was chocolate.
There was one, it was a TV show I used to love on NBC. I know it was a cop show. I can't remember which one it was. There's a really, really dark Indian guy on there with long hair.
I was thinking her perm is popping.
Yeah.
But no, it was a dude, and that was like shock.
Yeah, they can get really dark. And I think about my woke friends because they always go back to Egypt as if Ethiopia didn't exist.
Right.
Ethiopia had technology and they had all that too, but they were dark. So why are these woke people only talking about Egypt?
Don't make me get into that. You know that I can teach you on that, but I'm gonna just say, Ethiopia is the mother of Egypt. The Nile runs up.
Right.
So they are the children of the Ethiopians.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we got time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh man, that was good. Callers, y'all got to get with me on these. Next week, we're actually going to introduce ourselves to white folks. Because it's obvious that some of them don't know who we are for real. We're going to go against all these images you see on TV and what you read in these, people don't really read newspapers anymore, but you know what I mean. So next week, we're going to get into that. We're going to introduce ourselves to white people. But until then, I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed it. Develop your hunger for knowledge and feed it. Pick up a book and read it. Set a goal and see it through. And always, always believe in you. Peace and love, fam.
Trying to play me like a dumb, not one trying to mess me about no one. Intellect's not a friend, I'm just one step ahead, I just move you for friend. You think I don't see that you're being sly? I see you running just to steal my shine. You're acting stanky lately, it ain't fine. And did you ever want to see me rise? You're acting sometimes for the night. Patience is running out of time. Pretty soon I won't give a damn, but seems you'll be fine with that. I go for mine, I got to shine. So I'ma put my hands up in the sky. I go for mine, I got to shine. And you got me wondering, if this is real, real love, real love. This is convenient, ain't gonna be here for convenience. This is real. You wanna carry me your bestie, acting real messy when you don't do this it's supposed to do. I got rattled that bitches that tell me the real but really, did you truly have my back on? Or am I just a stabber when you need someone? And now you got me doubting this thing go on. So do you even kinda really care? Oh no, you're acting sometimes the night. Patience is running out of time. Pretty soon I won't give a damn, but seems you'll be fine with that. I go for mine, I got to shine. So I'ma put my hands up in the skies.